Welcome to my video. My name is Angela and I help people with high functioning anxiety crush their intrusive thoughts and behaviours fast. So I'm making this video from a question that I got on a previous video that I did on perfectionism. So in the question, the lady just said that she would like to sit with herself, but she doesn't know how to. So in this video, I'm going to try and go through the sorts of things that I would do with a client to help them sit with themselves and ask themselves some questions. So a lot of people that I work with, they live very, very busy lifestyles, especially in the high functioning anxiety area. They really struggle to just sit down and just be with themselves. They might find it quite uncomfortable. And the feeling of being uncomfortable probably just comes from the fact that you're not used to sitting there with yourself. You're not used to just sitting down, quietening your mind and actually listening to what your body and your mind has to tell you. So I find that a lot of my breakthroughs come from when I'm being still, calm and in control of my thoughts. Now, one of the main points of doing this exercise is to just really find out how you really feel. How do you feel really physically? How do you feel emotionally? And what do those feelings mean to you? Now, it doesn't have to be for hours. Could just be a minute you've got here, 5 minutes you've got there. And this is just sitting with yourself, asking yourself how you feel. How do you feel physically? How do you feel emotionally? This is all about you and having time to yourself to actually reflect and feel how you're actually feeling. Now, a good point to start with is that anything that you do feel, that you are in a safe place, and this is you asking yourself questions. There is nothing to be scared of. It is just feelings and they come and feelings go. Be kind to yourself. If you've not done this sort of thing before, it's going to feel really uncomfortable. I literally couldn't sit still for a minute to do this when I first started doing it. It was the most unnatural thing to me, actually sitting there and asking myself how I felt. It sounded ridiculous as well. That was one of the main things that I found difficult to get over. It's just the feeling of it not feeling very comfortable, or it wasn't natural to me. It didn't come natural to me to think about asking myself these questions. And that's what I find a lot of my clients find as well. Really difficult just sitting with themselves. So this is what I mean by maybe just starting off with doing this for a minute a day, or just not making it such a big deal for you to do, or your mind will just not want to do it. But it's such a good exercise to start your mind thinking about what underlying causes are for things that you may have popping up in your life that you're not really sure what to do. And if you're not ready for therapy yet, this should just be a main thing to get you on the right track, to just go down that route of trying to find out what these underlying causes are. Because a lot of your things that you're feeling are symptoms of other things. So how I like to start off is just being in a quiet place where I'm not going to get interrupted, wherever that feels comfortable for you. Again, make sure that you're telling yourself and you're in the mindset that you're in a safe place and nothing bad is going to happen, and these are just feelings, that they come and then they go. And then I just want you to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, right down into your belly, and then breathing out again. Try and do this 3 times. Now, I find this easier to ask myself these questions with my eyes closed, but again, whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you're undistracted, you can leave your eyes open. If you prefer to you can stare at a spot on the wall if that makes it easier. Now, I really want you to just sit with yourself and ask yourself the question that you want to ask. Now, it could be, where does this feeling come from? So you do your deep breaths and you just sit there, you ask yourself that question. Now you close your eyes and you just let whatever thoughts come up. This is a chance for you to really feel what your body is feeling and listen to the thoughts that are in your mind. Take note of what's coming up. And remember, they are just thoughts and feelings. They cannot actually hurt you. Now, I remember the first time I tried this, I can't think what the question was that I asked myself. I can't remember what it was that I asked myself, but I know that I was sitting there and all of a sudden I could just see, I could see something like the colour orange or something like that. Then all of a sudden I just got this picture in my head of an orange and I thought, oh, I haven't had an orange for ages. So I went to the shop and I bought myself an orange and I ate an orange. Now, I don't know if that was my body telling me that I needed the extra vitamins from the orange, or that I hadn't had enough fruit in a while. I don't know what it was, but it felt good. It made me feel happy. And that was the feeling that came up at that time. Now, I'm not saying that's always going to be something like that comes up, but that's just an example of something that came up for me the first time I tried this. So don't be afraid of it. Don't think that it's always going to be something bad bad's going to come up because you're feeling anxious. This can really just be a time to quieten your mind and actually listen to what your body's trying to tell you, or what your mind's really trying to tell you, and just being still with yourself. It doesn't have to be uncomfortable, but it may be to start off with. But practice makes perfect. And perfectionism is the video that started this one off and had the question that asked it. So yeah, just try it. Try just sitting with yourself and seeing what comes up. If you need any more help with this, just drop me a message. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And I hope this has helped anyway. And yeah, thank you for watching.